Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Flexing Through Faith. I'm the host Connor Gaida,
I'm y'all's co-host, Grayson Owens.
and this is
Wesley Lewis, the
sorry,
guest.
is our guest today. Today we're gonna be talking about like college football and just some more lifestyle things. We want it to be a lifestyle podcast and not just a faith podcast because faith is a big part of lifestyle, like the way we're holding ourselves and bringing ourselves through life. Faith is a big part of it, but that's not what consumes us. That's not the only thing that runs through our life. So I feel like it's important to branch off of that. So we just want to start with asking you some questions like who are you and like what are some like
Hobbies
who
you
are
have,
you? Yeah.
things like
Nice,
that.
yeah, that'll work.
So who are you?
I'm Wesley Lewis, and here on the podcast with the fellas.
Okay. Well, what are some hobbies you like to do? Like, what do you get into?
I like working out, hang out with my friends, ping pong. Recently got in bowling. Shout out Hudson Campbell. Won't be long till I can come catch up to you, but yeah.
You shooting like 300s
Yeah,
only? or
what's your high
what's
score?
up?
What's your highest
Last
you got?
time I went, I shot a 165 or something.
Oh,
like
add
that.
away. That's pretty
Wow.
good.
Yeah,
That's
not bad.
that's
not bad.
halfway.
It's mediocre.
Yeah, that's halfway to
Mediocre.
like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I shoot about like 300s, but
Well, yeah.
it's all
Usually,
good.
like, I shoot so many like pins down that it knocks all the pins in the whole like bowling alley
Yeah,
down. So I get
yeah.
like 900s.
Yeah, like
1200s.
ricochet and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so I just want to ask you about like your faith journey. Like, tell me about like your testimony. Tell me about you. Let me hear what you got.
Yeah, so I always grew up in a Christian household and went to church every Sunday, all that. And then a lot of unfortunate events happened, kind of just stepped away from it, turned the back to him, and whenever times got tough, I would go, why God, why me? But, now after walking in my faith for a little bit now, nowhere near perfect, but you gotta have faith in this process. I mean, you can't rush things, you can't take them for granted in the moment, so you just gotta live it out. But yeah, so I went to a church retreat, Church of the Highlands, and I just laid it out to him, all my problems, everything that had bothered me.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
sorry. The sermon was about leaving your bags at the cross, leaving your bags at
That's
the
a
foot
good
of
one.
Jesus, and he explained it to girlfriend, wife, whatever, mom, overpacker, who knows. You rush it through the airport, and you go to weigh it, and you couldn't bring it on because it weighed too heavy, and that really stuck with me. Thinking about you can't bring all your problems with you throughout your life. You gotta leave them with Jesus. Leave them at the baggage claim. But
Yeah.
so that really impacted me. That was good.
That's
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
good. You mentioned like growing up in a Christian household and all that. Me personally, I didn't. My household wasn't super duper Christian and all
Yeah.
that. Did you have any like pressure or anything to live up to being in that Christian household or anything, or how was that?
So like it's pressure because you're growing up around it, and which is a good thing. But as you step forward in your life and you can understand it more, it's you feel like you have to walk this tight line.
Yeah.
That's not what Jesus asked you to do. I mean, He doesn't ask you to be perfect, but growing up, not really. But as I got older, I realized
got
now
older.
about like how much pressure there
Yeah.
actually is.
So I want to ask you about your tattoo because I know that's pretty recent. We've talked about it going to school and just like seeing you outside of school and the podcast and everything. So like, tell me about it. Like, what you got going on there?
Yeah. So I'm doing some of the seven deadly sins that I struggle with throughout my daily walk. So this is a poison tree. It's an old poem, made a long, long time ago. But it talks about if you're an angry person, it's eventually going to lead you to your downfall. It's eventually going to lead you to something that doesn't need to be a thing. And
Yeah.
so that just makes me think about you don't have to be such an angry person all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I struggle with that a lot. And the doves, just representing Jesus and the cross in that one. And then my other one, Pride, it's Icarus, so it's an old Greek mythology thing. And he was stuck on an island with his dad. Dad made him wings so they could escape, told him not to fly too close to the sun. His ego got in the way. And he flew too close to the sun and he fell. So that's what that represents. And that represents that pride can be the downfall. Like, you need to walk confidently but not be prideful.
I really like
Yeah.
that.
All right. And speaking on pride, what's your favorite college team? for football. And that. Like I know a lot of people are very prideful and very proud of it. What's your favorite college football?
At heart, I'm a Bama fan.
Yeah,
Tried and true.
So very prideful, very prideful.
But go James Madison, baby.
Go
James.
So
JMU.
So I personally believe that Alabama shouldn't have made it in the playoffs, being a 3-loss team.
You have to look at James Madison, for example, Notre Dame. Did Notre Dame get in, did they?
No.
Notre Dame getting in. But prime example.
They also played nobody.
That's where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Prime example. I mean, they played nobody. We had the second hardest schedule in college football, second to the Gators. I mean,
The Gators went through.
They put them through the ringer.
Yeah, that was
Ugly.
rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly felt bad because that was a hard schedule, schedule,
Yeah.
playing like all the power schools, but also Alabama and Georgia both being in the playoffs, and Alabama is a 3-loss team losing to Georgia. I still don't believe they should be in it.
But Alabama also
beat them
beat
first game of
Georgia.
the year. Or first.
But Georgia was a totally different team then.
Yeah,
So Alabama,
but
if you can see.
you have
That's
to think
just
about
not
like
true.
this though. The SEC championship was almost after the playoffs had basically already been decided. No matter who won or lost that, both teams were probably going to be in the playoffs. So either which way, Georgia lost to Alabama initially. So
I don't know. I'm personally just tired of seeing Alabama win so much.
I mean, you can't hate on something that's great, you know?
Yes, I can,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
doing it now.
Yeah,
I'm doing it now.
I
That's greatness.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I do not think Alabama is a playoff-ready team. I do not think they're a playoff caliber team right now, especially with their quarterback being not very good. He was really good in the first 3 games,
oh
and
well,
then
no,
after
y'all
that,
did lose to Florida State.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Y'all did lose to Florida State.
Yeah.
But then after that, we didn't have any downs. So.
No,
you
y'all
know,
have a lot
y'all
of downs.
struggled a
Oh
lot.
yeah. Well,
And don't even get me started.
We had
on
a
the
4
offensive
we had a
coordinator.
4-week phase. We had a 4-week phase where we were actually a college football SEC team. But
Yeah, but y'all aren't in that phase anymore. and
Yeah,
now
no.
Y'all
gonna
have
to go
fallen off in
against-
the past 6 games?
yeah.
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 See, and the I think the biggest downfall for you is the offensive coordinator.
Played a part in it.
Like, it was, what was it, like 4th and 3, and you threw an out route, and it was on the wide side of the field
You know,
in the SEC championship. That's a terrible play call.
can't argue.
I don't know.
there.
I
Yeah,
think-
that was
I-
an awful
yeah,
play call.
I think with
That was
Alabama,
terrible.
with Alabama being in the playoffs this year, it just reminds me of when Florida State was 13-0 and didn't make playoffs because of Alabama. Like, yeah, I get the weight of the schedule. Y'all's schedule's harder, blah blah blah, but you can't really compare a team who, yeah, they've played harder teams, but they've lost 3 times to a team that they've won every single game that they've been scheduled against. That's it's not really their fault entirely that. I mean, it's a cupcake schedule, but they've not lost a game.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But you also got to think, if you're playing like the equivalent to high school teams, then why should you be granted into the playoffs?
well, you hadn't lost a game. I mean,
But you're playing butt teams.
well, yeah, but you have to think. It's like that year, Florida State was 13-0. They didn't lose a single game, but you're never gonna know if that team could have won the SEC championship because they never lost a game. And then the next year they lost every game, but
I don't know.
Still.
I just don't. I think it was reasonable for them to not make it in.
but as a Florida fan, I think Florida State should have been.
But what do y'all think about Notre Dame not making it in?
I don't play anybody out in conference. They backed out of their bowl game because they didn't make it in. That's a sorry excuse of a
That is
football
a
program.
sorry excuse.
That-
I
yeah.
can't lie.
That is.
But their record showed playoff potential.
I mean, yeah, we're playing Troy and
I mean, I guess.
Tuskegee.
I mean, I
Troy
guess.
is D1. I mean,
But
you can't complain.
I mean, I can kind of see both sides. I can see how Notre Dame. I have Notre Dame friends, and I can see why they're mad. But I can also see why they shouldn't make it in. Like, I don't think it really makes sense for them to be in. But I can kind of see both sides. I'm a Georgia fan personally, so I mean, I'm kind of winning.
Yeah,
here.
you're winning
I
either
mean,
which way.
I don't know.
Like you can leave this conversation
Mhm.
actually, but I mean, you being an Alabama fan and all that, with this upcoming game y'all have, what are your thoughts on it? You think y'all are actually gonna win or what?
Against
See, the problem is,
Oklahoma.
here's the problem. We're probably going to lose to Oklahoma. If we beat Oklahoma, not beating Indiana. If
Yeah.
we beat Indiana, we're not beating Georgia. So, I mean,
I think y'all are set up for failure.
Yeah.
I honestly, I was talking to one of my buddies at work, and I was saying that I think that they put Alabama in just because, like, either way, it's a lose-lose. Someone's gonna be mad that Alabama's in.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Whether they're either they're gonna make half the crowd happy and half the crowd mad.
Yeah.
Because if they don't put them in, Alabama fans are gonna be pissed, and if they do make it in, every other fan is gonna be pissed. So no matter what, it's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
So I think they put them where they're at so that they have to play Oklahoma, Indiana, Georgia.
Yeah.
Because
That's assuming Georgia wins. They might lose.
no, they won't. So that's just saying, like, I feel like they put him in there just to kind of like please people, you know?
I can see that. I mean, it's been I don't even know how long since we haven't made a
Yeah, I mean,
national championship.
since before Nick Saban,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
it was
been a
probably that gap year before Bear Bryant and Nick Saban.
Probably.
I think it was like a gap year or two. But do you think that DeBoer is gonna transfer, like move schools?
No.
You think he's staying?
Yeah. He's not going anywhere.
What do you think?
I don't think he should stay.
I don't think
Do I
he
think he
should stay.
should? No. But is he going to? Probably.
I
I
feel
think
like
he needs
he's-
to go to a non-SEC team. I think the SEC
I don't think that.
is a
I think
whole-
that's a little crazy.
ACC wouldn't be bad. Big Ten wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just gonna want to. I feel like he has so much pressure he doesn't like following Nick Saban. Not even like it's barely a debate of one of the best college football coaches to ever grace college football.
Yeah. I mean.
So,
Oh,
and
no,
that's
Bill,
coming
Bill
from a Georgia
Belichick's
fan.
gonna come up here.
Shut up, dude.
Bill Belichick's gonna.
Bill
pull through.
Belichick, bro. I had hopes for him. I hope, like, I wanted him to do good. Like, I wanted him to be a good college football coach.
So
No.
got it.
No. It's just like when Nick Saban went up and coached for the Dolphins. Like, he was not a good NFL coach. It's just
It's just a
same
completely
with
different.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick
Sport,
coming
basically.
down to college. He's not a good college coach. He's great where he was at.
Yeah.
And then he retired, and he had this legacy, and then I think he just ruined his legacy.
I think going back to college football did hurt it a little bit.
100%. So, what do you think about Mendoza winning the Heisman?
I mean, the first couple games, I thought that Ty Sims was gonna win it, but
Yeah.
he fell off the
It's
face
so
of the earth.
early in the year,
But
though.
no, I mean, we could have a situation like last year where a ball out of left field comes in. Travis Hunter,
Yeah.
Ashton Genty with an SEC rushing yard, like made history. But,
Yeah.
you know.
I thought Ashton Genty should have won it, but that's just me being a little bit biased because I love Ashton Genty. I thought he was just a big change of pace for college football and pretty much carrying Boise State on his back.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I mean,
love it.
he really brought the sport
He does
back
not
to-
suck now.
What are you talking
What
about?
are
man?
you talking
He's had
about?
one game with more than 2 touchdowns.
I don't know.
Okay, but that doesn't.
I
mean-
believe he's one of the
you have
better
to
running
think-
backs.
I'm
in
like
the
95% sure he's averaging like 45 rushing yards a game. I know there was a game where he had negative.
Yeah, but he also played one of the best defenses in the nation.
I don't think I was. It might have been who that was against.
I think it was. I just remember seeing like the stats, and they were like, it was like Ashton Genty isn't a bad football player. Isn't a bad NFL player. He just played the best defense in the nation. Blah blah blah,
Yeah.
whatever. And then they showed like stats and stuff from like that defense in other games, and I was like, yeah, that's just one of those hard games. Like you just can't
Yeah.
get the ball moving really against that defense.
I mean, you know something about that. You know, like, what was it last year? Your first ever time getting
Yeah.
the ball, you fumbled.
yeah, and then I brought it back this year with a touchdown, so it's chill. We're good.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, so
touchdown.
I have a 50% touchdown rate.
But
Basically.
a 50% fumble rate. I feel like that's arguably worse.
I mean, it just depends on how you look at it. Is the cup half full or half
All right,
empty?
whatever. So, so you've been the guest and all. You know, this podcast we're trying to get a whole lot of Christian athletes and everything like that.
Yeah.
And and I know you go to the gym. You just came from the gym, so I mean, what are some like big moments that have happened for you recently in the gym? Any
Um,
PRs, anything like that?
I haven't really been going for like hitting PRs now, but I mean, I quit working out for dang near 6 months, and I
Mhm.
mean, so most recently it's been getting back into it.
All right. What got you back into the gym?
Um, just got tired of sitting around. Started focusing on other things.
Yeah.
Kind of just quit caring how I look because I was situated for a little bit. But
Yeah. Well, I saw this really good quote. I think it was from Philip Anthony, maybe.
yeah,
Um, or it was either Philip Anthony or Bryce Crawford. I can't remember which one
Mhm.
it was. But I was grinding some cardio last night, and I was just doom scrolling because that's the best way, in my opinion, to get through some cardio. So, and I saw this really good quote, and it was talking about complacency and contentment,
Mhm.
and how you want to be content. You can be you want to be content as long as possible, because when you're content, you're happy with what you have. That doesn't mean you don't want more. That just means you're happy with what you have. And complacency is where you're happy with what you have and you're not striving for any more. You don't care about having any more than what you got now. So, is that kind of where you were sitting with the contentment?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I had achieved what I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of just fell out with it. But
Yeah, I kind of had like the same situation
yeah,
a while back when I quit powerlifting.
Mhm.
I was very happy with where I was, and I was happy with the maxes and the achievements I've gotten. But I still wanted more for myself. But I needed that break just for me,
Yeah.
just to be able to kind of recover and recoup
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like dial myself back into where I want to be. So, but I feel like it's always good to take like a little break every once in a while. Like listen to your body. Like it doesn't matter if it's a couple days or a couple weeks. I feel like it's important to listen to your body and then go when your body tells you you can go again.
Yeah, I mean, and bringing this kind of into a faith perspective, that's
Mhm.
something a lot of people do with the relationship with Christ and all that
Mhm.
is they become contempt, but then they become what was that word you were talking about?
Complacent.
Complacent with it, and they're like, well, I know God loves me, I know Jesus
Yeah.
loves me, and I'm doing all these things, I'm praying all this,
Mhm.
so I've checked my boxes
Yes.
for the week or for the month.
Hundred
And
percent.
then they kind of slack off. They don't go to a Wednesday night service, and they're like, okay, why don't you go to next week's?
Yeah.
And then they miss out on Sunday and all these things, and they end up kind of pushing themselves away from it. And another issue that I see a lot of the kids I mentor and all that, I see a lot of them deal with is they push themselves away so much that they feel like they can't come back. They feel like they're running a race and the finish line just keeps on getting further, so why are they even running it anymore?
Yeah.
So one of those things that you really have to make sure of is, I mean, yes, you need to listen to your body and all that for the gym, but for life in general, when you keep on pushing things away, you need to really think: is this something I need to leave away, or is this
Yeah.
something I need to try and get back? Knowing that it's always harder to get back into something after you've already done it. Like you jump into a pool and you finally get acclimated to where it's not cold,
Yeah.
and then you get out, and the moment you get back in, it's worse than
Yeah.
ever before.
And this
Yeah.
might be a bad analogy, but kind of going off of what you were saying, my dad's always told me that when with working out, his like his next goal is his pump. So like him with a pump is where he wants to be normally, right?
Yeah.
But if you grow and you get to that point, your pump's going to be bigger anyways. It's just like with faith. Like you want to be better, you want to strive to be Jesus, but you're never going to get to that point. And it's all about just working to it. And like even though there's going to be no like you're not going to achieve that goal. It's just like a rat race. Like you're never going to get to that goal, but it's always good to chase that goal. And I feel like that kind of stuck out to me when you said that you kind of fall off the wagon because you feel like the goal is unachievable.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was really big to kind of point out. Um,
Yeah, no, I 100%. Wesley, just bringing you back in here and all that. You said you said you go to Highlands and all that. I know me and Guido, we both go to different churches,
Mhm.
different denominations, and all that.
Yeah.
What are some of those things about Highlands that you enjoy? Because it's not denominational, right?
Yeah. So I like Highlands because it really focuses on connecting you with like-minded people. I mean, you've got.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a wonderful youth group leader, one that moved away. Miss you, Max. Um, but yeah, no, I mean it's just a great environment overall,
Yeah.
and you can feel really engaged. Like, yeah, it's a big church, and I mean you're not one on one with your pastor, but he's got other people that he has found that God speaks through. As well.
And
So,
one of the things that I always preach is it doesn't matter what church you go to. I feel like it's just important to find the church that fills your cup. Whatever
Yeah.
gives you the word that you want and the word that you're taking in and one that you can really latch onto. I feel like that's the most important part is just finding the church that fills your cup. Because I could sit here and like be like, oh, you go to that church, just because it doesn't fill my cup. But if it works for him, who am I to judge? You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and I feel like that's really big. Is just to kind of look at it with like an open mind, instead of judging someone for what church they go to just because it doesn't fill your cup. I feel like you should be like, well, I'm glad that
Yeah.
it fills yours. You know.
Well, let me ask you this: do y'all think to be a full-hearted Christian that you have to go to church?
I do not believe that.
No, I think as far as what I've learned and all that, I think church itself, like the Church of the Highlands or the Station or CLC, is just four walls.
Mhm.
It's just
Exactly.
about most of my most powerful moments that I've had with Jesus aren't in a physical church, but it's in
Yeah.
it's in my room
100%.
because the Bible preaches that we all are a temple, and so
Yeah.
you don't need to put a temple into a building because you're your own temple.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's nice having those resources and all that. And really, a church for me is the same as like a classroom.
Mhm.
Do you have to go to school to know how to think?
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can learn through experience and all those things, but it is a very good resource for helping you out and all that. So I mean, I think one of those things a lot of people have issues with is thinking that the building is their religion and all that.
Yeah,
That's
that's big.
that's the relationship with God is the building. So then they get used to this habit of just going to church every Sunday, then doing all that and saying that I'm good, my cup is filled and all that because I went to that building, but they don't do anything outside of the building itself. So I think Christians don't really have to go to a church. I think it's just a very good research.
And the
resource.
thing I think about church is I know that the Bible preaches community, and people are
Stronger.
people are stronger together
Yeah.
than they are alone for the most part, right? So I feel like church, like Grayson was saying, is a tool. Like you go there to build that community and praise the Lord together to build your faith as a community where like it's just like playing football for instance, right?
Yeah.
You go to a team practice and you're getting really good as a team, but you want to build your personal talent. You want to build that on your own with your own training, like by yourself. I feel like it's really good as a team. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like building yourself is just as important.
Yeah. 100%.
So praying and being in the Word and all that at home is just as important as going to church and building it as a team, basically.
100%.
So
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think community is one of those big things. That's partly the reason why we're doing this podcast because even though we're not with anyone who's watching or listening physically, community isn't just a sitting next to somebody thing, but it's a hearing from people. It's doing all these things. So I mean, you think like you have like Paul writing all these letters and things like that. That's community in of it itself because he's not there physically, but he's communicating with them. So like we're not with everyone physically, but we're still trying to communicate and spread and give
that's
a sense of comfort and laughter and all that to anybody.
And I got a question for y'all. So, me personally, I don't sit and read my Bible. I don't just have my Bible out and read through it. I do not do that. I like watching videos on other people reading the Bible and breaking it down and giving like their thoughts and ideas on it instead of actually taking it in myself. Is that bad? Should I get into just reading my Bible myself? Because I like watching like I'm on the Bryce Crawford reading a chapter from, I think it's Luke or John. It's John. Reading a chapter from John every single day, and then giving us his like like a priority verse basically.
Yeah.
And it's every day from the first to the to Christmas Eve, and you'll read through the entire chapter of John. Do you think that that is, like, I guess, acceptable, or do you think that I should actively sit down and read my Bible?
So I think it's acceptable, but from my personal experience, you know, Bible talks about the more equipped you are, the more armor you have on, the better battles will be fought.
Mhm.
I mean, that's talking about equipping yourself with Bible verses that can help you through some times or fight battles that God's been tossing your way to make you stronger. But no, I think that you don't necessarily have to, but I think to better equip yourself, you
Mm.
should physically read it because you process stuff more when you look at it on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good, listening to things like that and
Mhm.
getting opinions from other people and all that. But I've done internships and studies and all that where
Mhm.
I've had to sit down for hours at a time and just
Yeah.
read and read and read and write down my own thoughts and all that. So I think
Mhm.
it's good to listen to things like Bryce Crawford and all that. But one of those biggest things you got to look out for is because I know you're a big Bryce Crawford fan
Yeah.
and all that, and you really like his what he's saying and all that.
Mhm.
But what if he says something that you don't agree with, but you don't know you don't agree with because you've not sat down and personally thought about it because you're just listening to his opinion on it, so you're going off of his opinion.
Yeah.
So I think it's good, but I think it's also important to read the Bible in your own time so you can build your own foundation, your own opinion, instead of just going off of what Bryce Crawford says.
Okay, and then another question that I have is, do you think that you have to be taking like notes at church? Because I'm personally not a note taker because I feel like I'm kind of scared that I'll miss something when I'm writing it down. Like I'll write down something the pastor or the leader said, and then he'll say something as I'm writing, and I feel like I fear that I miss it.
Yeah.
So do you think I need to be taking notes, or can I just listen?
I think that's different for everybody.
Mhm.
I mean, because everyone learns in different ways. Some people
Mhm.
learn visually, audibly, physically.
Yeah.
So like me personally, I like to take notes unless like if it's like youth,
Mhm.
then I'm gonna take notes because it's like a 30 minute quick, just like
Yeah.
I can keep up with it.
Yeah.
But if it's like a Sunday service,
Yeah.
I might try and take notes every now and then, but
Mhm.
I'm really trying to lock in and just pay attention
Yeah.
to what I'm hearing and what he's saying to me and all that. So I think notes are very good if you can keep up and if that's how you learn, just because you can
Yeah.
always look back on them. But I've noticed that whenever I've tried to do notes and I can't keep up, so I'm rushing, and then I look back on them, I can't read my
Yeah,
own handwriting and all
exactly.
that. So I'm like looking there trying to decipher my own
Yeah.
notes, and I don't know anything that was said that night because that's all I had to go off
Yeah.
of.
Wesley, what do you think about that?
Um, Me personally, I mean, I've always learned better from just writing the verses down and listening, and then going back and
Mm-hmm.
looking at it how God wants me to look at it,
Yeah.
not what somebody else is saying to me. So I've always found it more beneficial to take my own notes and
Mhm.
put my own thoughts into it.
So you're not writing down like exactly what people are saying. You're
No,
just writing
yeah.
down like the verses and like
Yeah, so
the
it's
topics, I
like
guess.
it's like Psalms 2 verse 33. I don't know,
Mhm.
spitballing here.
Yeah.
Um, I'll just put that verse down, and
Mhm.
then I'll go back and I'll read it and I'll listen,
Mm.
and then when I get home, I'll read it again and
Okay.
then really think about what it means to me. But yeah.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else?
No, I mean that's a good bit. We found out Wesley's an Alabama fan, so
Yeah.
he's not gonna be
What's
on the
that?
podcast
Yeah, so-
anymore.
yeah.
He's something's gonna happen, and we're not gonna see him on the podcast anymore.
Yeah.
We're actually
Yeah.
gonna crop it out to where he's just not there and mute him.
Yeah.
But
But
You
no,
put on Facebook if you need to.
yeah, no, but I mean, I really enjoyed the conversation. Had
Mhm.
had good conversation about college football, but
Yeah.
also importantly, a lot of good conversation about faith and our
Mhm.
opinions and all that. So I want to say thank you to Wesley for
Yes,
coming on
Of
here and all
course,
that.
of course.
He's a big talker, but even no matter how much you talk, this can be a little nerve wracking or a little different out of your
Yeah.
comfort zone. So I mean, big thanks to him. I mean, we're proud of him for being able to do this. This isn't an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Just thank you, Wesley, for coming here and
Yes.
talking with us.
All right. Well, we'll see you in the next podcast, hopefully.